Hello and welcome all students. I, your teacher, Mrs. Batul Sabuwala, will be continuing with the chapter of history, chapter number 9, that is Changing Life Part 1. Student, in the previous part, we had seen about the Constitution of India. We had studied about the period from 1961 to 2000, and in that we had seen that the life has changed from the 20th century to 21st century, and this change in the mindset of the people had been brought about, the tradition mindset which was there of the people. This had brought a change by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. We had seen about different religion, and in our constitution it is written that all Indians are equal before law. There is no discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, gender, place of birth. So we also have our fundamental rights, and we've already seen about fundamental rights also. So thus we can say that the society which was there in the year 1960s and the society which is there right now, there is a lot of difference, and the life of the people have been changed. So in this chapter we are going to study that. So let's start with the constitution of the family.
The institution of a family. India has a rich family structure with a patrilineal background, which help the family members to sustain a life with kinship groupings. Earlier, mostly joint families were found, where family members lived together under one roof. They all mutually work, eat, worship, and cooperate each other in one or the other way. This also helps the family to get strong mentally, physically, and economically. The children also get to know about the values and traditions of the society from their grandparents and elders. The family system has been given a lot of importance in India and has worked more often to make the bonding among families stronger. Meanwhile, urbanization and westernization has its influence on the basic structure of the Indian family. The circumstances and conditions also made the need for people to split the family. The family as a social institution has been undergoing change. The increasing commercialization of the economy and the development of the infrastructure of the modern state have introduced a significant change in the family structure in India in the 20th century. Especially, the last few decades have witnessed important alterations in family life, giving an impetus to the system of nuclear families.
Social welfare. Now we are going to see that in the society what changes were being done for the upliftment of the society.
Social welfare. India is the first country in the world which has incorporated the concept of welfare state in the constitution itself. To say whether the concept of welfare state is being realized in India, one should be clear in one's mind on what a welfare state is. Now, a welfare state should make provisions to provide for health, education, employment, sanitation, good drinking water, removal of poverty, housing, and other basic needs of people. That is why on 14th June 1964, the Government of India constituted the Ministry of Social Welfare. Under this ministry, various programs are implemented for nutrition and child development, social security and social protection, women's welfare and development. scheduled castes and tribes. According
Scheduled castes and tribes. Student, in the sixth chapter we had seen who are scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Scheduled castes are the untouchables and scheduled tribes are the Adivasis. So let's see the changes which are being brought in them.
castes and tribes. According to 1971 census, 22% people in India belonged to scheduled castes and tribes. In recent times, the scheduled castes and tribes have been called the untouchables, and in Tamil Nadu, they have been named Adi Dravida. The scheduled caste constitute about 16.6%, and the scheduled tribe is of about 8.6% of the population of India. In India, the castes and races that suffer from extreme economic, educational, and social backwardness because of old traditional practices of untouchability, and others because of geographical isolation and inadequate infrastructural facilities, and who require a specific attention for the increase of their growth and development, are referred to as scheduled caste. The scheduled tribe is seen historically as a group of individuals who had been in existence before the development of the Indian state. They are a group of people who are dependent on their local land for their survival and are isolated from the larger society. The reason they are referred to as schedule is their inclusion in the schedule of the Indian Constitution. The scheduled castes and scheduled tribes have been offered a reservation status since the time of independence of India, which has guaranteed their political representation. Laws have been enacted so that they get educational scholarships and representation in parliament as well as state assemblies. Some seats are reserved for them in government services.
So students, today we have seen about the institution of the family, that how from the joint family the nuclear family is being formed, especially in the last decades, that how and what are the reasons that the joint family is being converted into nuclear families because of the globalization and because of modernization and industrialization. We have seen about the social welfare of the people and the government schemes started out for the welfare of the society. We have seen about the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and we see that laws have been enacted for them for giving them education scholarships and representation in the parliament, and also for the jobs. The seats have been reserved for them. So with this student, I just end my video. The next part, that is public health, we shall do it in the next video. So with that student, thank you. Stay at home and stay safe.